We literally just finished the episode and we're like, recap now.
It's a real stressful one. It brings me a lot of stress to think about it.
So let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
Before we get into the stress though, so with all the teams, you know, read the clue, go to Ballenberg, which is like this outdoor nature museum. And in this
it's like different. Yeah,
like it's like different outdoor exhibits, and that's like where these two challenges were like housed. But so we all get there, us, Tyler and Corey, and Colin and Christy. Then we all decide to go and find a map. Mm-hmm. Like so, because we had like 2 hours before Ballenberg opened, so we drove down the road, maybe like 2 or 3 miles into town to find a map.
And we're heading back, and I was like, we still got time. And there's this beautiful crystalline lake.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think it was the same one we drove across, was it?
Yeah. And like you had to see a bunch of shots of it in the show. And I was like, I've got to go swimming. Like, this is going to be a great way to start the day. And on our way back, I saw like the perfect pull off for it. And so I was like, there's got to be a way to just like get right next to this lake. And so we pulled off and we found a little like nook, and I got naked and I jumped it.
Like a skinny.
I went skinny dipping.
Was it advice from your mom? Who said it?
Yeah. My mom's, or she said it like a while back after I think she regretted not jumping into water at one point. But she said if there's ever a body of water that I can jump into that like that I can and I have the opportunity, like do it. Just do it. And so I've kept that motto for the most part, and I really regretted multiple occasions on our first time on the race for not jumping into water. And so I was like, I'm not going to have that regret this time. And so I did. Meanwhile, Colin and Christy, their sweetheart selves, think we're lost and apparently like circle back to come find us.
They couldn't find us.
Because
because Becca was naked in the lake. That was really sweet of them, and then we U-turned them.
Yeah.
Before Ballenberg opened, all the teams were having rap battles. We were playing Big Booty, if you know that game. Big Booty, Big Booty, Big Booty. Oh yeah? Big Booty.
Big Booty number 1.
1 to the 2.
1 to the 3.
3 to the 7.
7 to the 2. Alyssa was the worst at this game. She could not hit it once.
That's really funny.
And then in the beatbox freestyle circle, Colin did a backflip, and Christy was very concerned.
Yeah, she was like, do not break yourself before you start the flight. We get to the town hall, and first, so we got there in the order we arrived. The first thing they had us do was draw rocks to determine an order. And they didn't tell us what this order was for. They just said draw rocks and line up in that order. So that's the order you saw us lined up in. Mm-hmm. And that's when Phil was like, today, Switzerland was, as soon as he said like vote, I was like, were you voting on the U-turn? Like, I knew it. And then he said it, and I was like, oh, frick.
And it was like out loud. He's like, because I was like, oh, like we can just like take our time, Survivor style, write it down.
Hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, talk about it. And then we're like, no, we are about to just U-turn someone to their face. And we had talked a lot about this, as pretty much all we're ever doing is talking about U-turns. And here's what is real. Okay, so firstly, it's very clear, I regretted our decision. I don't know if Floyd did. Floyd?
I regretted it, but for not for the same reason you regretted it.
Yeah, I regret it for both reasons.
I regretted it for one reason.
Yeah.
So talk about it. What are the 2 reasons that you regret it?
I regretted it, firstly, because Colin and Christy are like, obviously, we're working together. You can see it.
They're just the nicest people. They're so nice.
They're just projecting love. You can tell, and it comes off a little kitschy on the show, but it is real. I remember Jamal would be like, okay, so is the plan still to U-turn Colin and Christy? And we're like, I don't know, they're so loving. And Jamal's like, Christy looks into your eyes again with her love eyes, like she got you with your eyes.
This is a good thing. I'm not making fun of her. That's how Christy will be. Yeah. She'll like hug you, and then after the hug, just stare at you for a good 20 seconds, like, and you're like,
stop giving me so much love.
Go back to the 2 reasons you regretted U-turn Colin and Christy.
And the other reason, and one of the reasons, because it wasn't strategically smart for what the U-turn was, for U-turning two teams, you can't U-turn the strongest team and the weakest team. The only last thing I want to say on that. The last thing I want to say on that is the reason I feel like we didn't choose Victor and Nicole is because of all the drama, and we wanted to prove to them we didn't we didn't want to U-turn you. We wanted to U-turn Colin and Christy. So we're going to prove that to you by not U-turning you, even when we know that's the best choice.
Yeah. So the two reasons you didn't want to U-turn Colin and Christy was it wasn't the best strategic move, and they were like incredible, like so nice. So then for me, I only had one reason I didn't want to U-turn Colin and Christy, or that I regret U-turning them. And that was just, like Becca said, I think strategically it would have been better to do Victor and Nicole, because then likely Colin and Christy would have had the votes, and then Victor and Nicole, it would have been Victor and Nicole versus Colin and Christy, and chances are one of those two would get out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think Rachel and Alyssa would have gotten that. I don't know. Who knows? But like we talked, like, because this was like a thing where we like they didn't show any of this, but during the leg we debated, after the leg we debated, and this was like a first like kind of real. It wasn't a significant rift. Like I didn't feel like it like damaged our relationship or anything, but it was like a rift in our opinion where Becca felt like crushed by you turning Colin and Christy, and I didn't care. Like, quite honestly.
Like Floyd has a superpower of not taking things personally, or like feeling like he's personally attacking. It goes both ways. He's like, this is strategic gameplay.
Yeah.
And going back to what Floyd did in his initial audition video of the question of what's one thing about you we wouldn't know by looking at you. Meanwhile, everyone's doing like some fun fact about themselves, their lives. It's like interesting, and Floyd's like, I will U-turn you. You don't know this about me by looking, because I got this smile, but I will U-turn you. But it's true.
Yeah.
And like he's kind of ruthless on it. Like we would disagree a lot, and there was the disagreement in the car that I forgot about until Floyd just reminded me.
Yeah, basically, like as we were driving to the roadblock after the detour, which we'll go back and talk about it. As we were driving to the roadblock, Becca was like, you were basically like, I feel so bad for you turning Colin and Christy. That was a bad idea. And I was just like, just move on. Like, get over it. We still have a leg to go. And she's like, no, I can't get over it. Like, that's going to affect things. And I was like, no, it's like, how is that going to affect things? It's in the past. Like, we had a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah, I was really just trying to get like validated for my emotion of being upset. And Floyd was like, it doesn't, like, it's in the past, it's fine, like, let's just move forward. And I was like, I'm pissed and hurt and sad, and I'm wondering what they're thinking of me, and like all these things.
Yeah.
I guess when we got to the mat, I was like, head down, tail between my legs, and feeling like, oh, shame, shame, shame. Yeah, Colin just like helped me feel like
better about it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I could see in Christy's eyes, she was like, it's cool, and like,
I got the same vibe. I got the same vibe from not Colin, but I got the same vibe from Christy.
Yeah.
Cause like it's also those eyes. It's like I love you, but you're gonna die.
Yeah.
I love Christy, dude. She's a powerful woman.
Yeah.
She's cool. The detour, we chose cutting the grass. Again, Becca's philosophy. It seemed like a physical challenge. I also think you said the other one had an animal, and you were that was like more uncontrollable.
Colin had this story about his cow where he said like they were doing that side with the artful flowers, and they're pulling their cow, and like as they're getting to the judge, or like while they're trying to get the cow runs away. It just takes off into the woods. And so they had to go back and rebuild the flower thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand, A, why they wouldn't show that. And B, like how they could still be in it. Maybe that was why they were so far behind.
The grass cutting, hay cutting. We were there for no more than 10 minutes.
No. You think so?
Maybe. Yeah. Okay, 20.
Maybe.
It was short.
Yeah, it was short. It was short.
I feel like we were in and out.
Yeah.
Because Becca just like she was cruising, and then because of safety reasons, because she's holding a friggin' sharp scythe, like the person behind couldn't start raking up the hay until your partner got halfway through, and then she was like halfway in like no time, so I started like raking everything to the end. There's not really much more.
It's like satisfying. You wipe that scythe, you swipe the
swipe
scythe swiping. You
Scyther no swiping.
And then we ran out of there feeling like on top of the world.
We were first.
Jogging with our camera guys, just going for a jog.
And then like Tyler and Corey all of a sudden are like right there. So then we were like, let's follow each other. Let us follow you. I don't remember. Oh, Colin and Christy, let's follow you. Oh, Tyler and Corey, we'll follow you. Like I mean, it's a fine strategy. I was just like, that's funny. Like, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Afghanimals always told us that they had an intuitive sense of direction.
They do, except for this.
Well, except for this. No, they very much did not.
They didn't.
Yeah.
This was like they're breaking up their superpower because they really did have that like superpower of
direction.
They would find places without maps, without directions. Like they would just be like, yeah, we just like felt like it was this way.
No, that's literally what they said.
And they
They'd be like,
always
we think
find
it's this way, and like it was there.
But
maybe,
until now, and then we're like, it's like the discovery of humanness in every episode. You're like, everyone's a superhuman, but me. How will we ever beat these superhumans at their own game?
But every superhuman has a super weakness.
Yeah, which is like the human condition.
Yeah, we saw like once we knew it was like shooting bow and arrow, we knew it was gonna be her because she's like just supremely better archer than I am.
Yeah, but it turned out like maybe it was still gonna be better than you. I don't know. You never really know. But
I have good aim when it comes to like throwing things.
Yes, you definitely have better aim at that.
I don't know about shooting.
And you know how we know that?
Yeah, tell them how we know that.
We know that because
I played baseball growing up, so that's one thing.
Okay.
But
we found out that Floyd's accuracy was better in comparison to mine because before the race, when we went to our
week of orientation.
Yeah, orientation week before the show, we spent a lot of time in a hotel room together. And so we started creating our own little mini amazing races in the room and just different challenges. It was so fun.
Yeah.
We would have a word search where you have to find 3 words in a word search, and then you'd have to do some physical things like
crunches
and jump lunges,
Russian twists or something.
and then you would have to knock over cups with a hacky sack, one of our juggling balls,
do beer pong,
or beer pong into the ice bucket. And Floyd was just way better at hitting those targets than I was.
I have good throwing accuracy, I guess.
It felt like I was adjusting every time, but then I'd overcompensate up and it would be low again, and I'd be like, okay, and I'd overcompensate up even more, and then it would be over the haystack. But then I think what clicked for me was I was overcompensating, undercompensating, overcompensating, undercompensating, and then it's I can't get close to this thing. I have to hit it. I can't overcompensate. I have to aim at more the accurate. And I don't know if that was just a mindset thing that made me think I got it because of that, or that's what helped me get it. But once I switched my mindset to stop trying to overcompensate up and just try and nail the thing, which is seems obvious from the beginning, but.
So meanwhile, I'm up on the hill, all Zen Floyd. Welcome, Afghanimals. You are the last.
The welcoming party.
It's okay, Rachel and Alyssa. Afghanimals are so bad. That was so funny. Every time they zoomed in on me, just talking right now. But
really filling everyone in.
Yeah. So we get there and it's just me and Tyler.
Are we last?
Yeah. You're last. It's okay. Yeah, we're all here. Let's have fun.
Eventually, I got it, and I yelled the B word, which they cut out.
I think they said you heard bit.
I was like, why did I just scream that? I'm sorry.
And then you hip thrusted.
Yeah, I did.
This ain't a G-rated show anymore.
My fanny pack, because I really like doing that with my fanny pack because it bounced.
We basically had been in that town already because that was where we got the maps earlier in the day. So we kind of knew the general direction, but we couldn't find the specific parking, the marked parking lot. So we went to this we went across this one street and got out and asked someone, and there was a train. That's when Colin and Christy passed us, and I remember seeing Colin and Christy, you could see them in the car.
And then we have to sign a release for the boat.
Oh, I forgot about that. And then Becca drove it. I navigated.
In terms of driving it, it was literally you push the thing forward.
Yeah, I was ready for this thing to go fast, but it was
and then you're chugging.
Yeah. It was a beautiful lake. And you were here, you basically had to go diagonally. It was a 15-minute boat ride. It wasn't a short distance. You went across the lake to the hotel on the hill. Team fighting, team number 4. We were in this beautiful hotel thing, which that's not where we stayed for the pit stop. We actually stayed in the exact same hotel after 7 as we did for 8. It was the same, that little cottage, cozy. It was actually pretty cozy.
That's
place.
it was a cozy place with no television channels.
Yeah.
What do you think about that purple shirt? That's
the first time you really saw it.
Yeah. My friend Sarah, because emojis are copyrighted, and so you can't use them on the race. So my friend Sarah, who's a designer and artist, she altered the emojis to even look more like us, and So we put them on the shirt, and so put a link to Sarah at Petite Press. She's an amazing artist, designer.
That's cool things.
Hit her up. So these questions are from Annie, and Annie has some questions. Hey, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I have a few questions to ask. Maybe you could answer in your recap videos. Ta-da! Okay, these are not race-related questions. Floyd, you have 24 hours to live. What do you do? Assume money's no restriction.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Get everyone I know and love and be like, we go to the most epic nightclub. But not like get drunk, but like dance. I need to dance, like really have a really good musical experience before I die. That's what I would do. Just come, like, let's just dance.
Yeah.
And then probably just eat Chick-fil-A for that entire day. I haven't had it in a long time. It's my favorite restaurant. Oh no, Chick-fil-A and then Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. Just like buy all those and then buy all Chick-fil-A. And that's just how I'm gonna pig out my last day.
Damn.
Probably die before 24 hours is over because of a heart attack. Yeah, I'll just stick with that.
you did.
And then like have a moment like somewhere in nature and somewhere beautiful and outdoors. That's what I would do. What about you?
Yeah, I would definitely spend. People I love outside. Probably like go rock climbing. I do love this idea of getting all the people you love together to go dancing.
Yeah, we should just live our last 24 hours together. Becca, I'm dying tomorrow. Me too. Let's go.
But I think I would be more on like the sushi bar food game, like all the yummy,
Such
like
a fun.
expensive sushis. And yeah, definitely a mega freestyle session and bioluminescence. I definitely want to see bioluminescence.
Like in the ocean? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about? Oh, okay.
So maybe that would be like the dance party would be by a beach with bioluminescence.
Yeah, I'd want Phil to be there.
And Phil would be there.
Phil would be there.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
I've never been a fan of like arrogant people. Arrogant people is a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I feel like I've heard you say that before. Maybe this was like filling out our pet peeves on like our application.
For the race? Or
Yeah.
the second time?
When people think that they can throw apple cores and orange peels into the woods as if like the ability for them to biodegrade means that they belong in that environment, especially when like thousands of people travel through it. That's definitely a pet peeve of mine.
That's a good pet peeve. I like yours better.
That stewardship pet peeve.
That's-
And the last question is, will you go to Canada?
Would I go to Canada?
Like, I don't understand. Is it like, will you go to Canada on the race, or like, will you come to Canada? Because maybe she's from Canada.
She must be from Canada. The answer is, I mean, I would very much love to go to Canada. I've never been there. At least so far, I can't spoil the route, but
I don't think Amazing Race, or do they go to Canada?
I think they went one time. I don't know.
Canada's got their own tar.
Yeah, they have their own Amazing Race. But yeah, I would love to go to Canada. So yeah.
Honestly, the only reason why I'm watching The Amazing Race is because you guys are there.
That's
Aw.
sweet.
Thanks. I think it's because of the Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, it's because
I
of
don't
our
blame
banging
you.
fashion.